time is 6:44. You're listening to Ottawa Morning on CBC Radio 191.5 in Ottawa-Gatineau. Hundreds of Black Canadians have volunteered and sacrificed their lives in defense of Canada. That long legacy extends even beyond Confederation, with accounts of Black soldiers serving as far back as the War of 1812. Yet, despite their enormous sacrifices to ensuring our modern-day freedoms, there's a lack of monuments in Ottawa dedicated to Black soldiers. My next guest is looking to change that. Rawlson King is the City Councillor for Rideau-Rockcliffe. Earlier this week, our City Council approved his motion to build a memorial in his ward for Black veterans. Good morning.
Good morning.
What exactly is this memorial that Council has approved?
Well, obviously we know that there is a large gap in terms of commemorating Black soldiers in our country as well as our city. And so there are a group of employees at the Department of Defense as well as veterans who are really moving forward an initiative to establish a memorial for the No. 2 Construction Battalion here in Ottawa. And they reached out to me a few months ago and they asked me if I could assist. And I said, well, I represent this wonderful neighborhood called Wateridge Village that is the former Canadian Forces base Rawcliffe, which does celebrate and commemorate our memorial, our military history. And so I said, this might be a wonderful opportunity to work with you to obtain a space in a city park to ensure that there is a memorial to Black veterans and to Black soldiers.
So just to break that down a little bit, the No. 2 Construction Battalion, tell us about that.
Yes, so the No. 2 Construction Battalion was established during World War I, and it was a battalion to ensure that Black Canadians and frankly other Blacks from the United States and elsewhere would have an opportunity to serve. Due to racism, Black soldiers could not serve in combat positions, so they were relegated to undertake labor. And at its peak, there were 600 men in the battalion serving in France, clearing timber, doing all the laborious work that's required to ensure that supply lines could be maintained. And so, for a long period of time, their history had been forgotten. Now it's time to celebrate it. And there is a grant program that the Government of Canada is providing to ensure that the No. 2 Construction Battalion is celebrated across the country. And so that's what those employees, local employees, are doing. They're taking advantage of this opportunity to ensure that Ottawa obtains a memorial.
And that's the Defense Team Black Employees Network, it's called.
Correct.
It's official. So they approached you with this.
Yes.
And so has it expanded to be a monument for all Black soldiers in Canada or specifically for the No. 2 Construction Battalion?
I think for both. So definitely observing and commemorating the incredible work that the No. 2 Construction Battalion undertook on behalf of us as a nation, but also to provide a physical space that Black veterans and current members of the Canadian Armed Forces can access. And we're hoping that the memorial is in place by Remembrance Day.
And so back to when I was asking about what City Council has approved, they've approved the idea of the site, but the design not yet?
Yeah, so we will obtain information about the design, about, and the city itself will be working on the location because there are multiple parks in Wateridge Village. In fact, multiple parks that are actually dedicated to military service. We have one park that is dedicated to our most decorated Victoria Cross winner. So, the city will be working on the location. The employees will be working on obviously raising the capital, ensuring that the operational funds are there to maintain the memorial. But the idea is for the city and the employees to work together to bring this memorial to Ottawa.
And you mentioned Wateridge Village. That's at the former CFB of Rockcliffe, the Canadian Forces Base, basically just a stone's throw south of the Aviation Museum, closer to the Parkway. That is an area that has been redeveloped, that is being developed and such. What do you see around it? It's a park, or are we talking a residential area there?
So it is a residential area, but it is defined by a large number of wonderful parks. It has, I guess, which is abnormal for most subdivisions, the number of parks in green spaces that this wonderful neighborhood has. And it will be a wonderful addition because, as I had noted, we have multiple parks that are specifically dedicated to commemorating military service in Canada. And obviously, a big gap has been the fact that Black Canadians have served this country in every major conflict. But if you walk through our city's parks and public spaces, you wouldn't know it. So the idea is to work with those employees to change that, to ensure that on Remembrance Day, there's a place that Black Canadians can come to commemorate the service of Black Canadians to this country.
The Defence Team Black Employees Network that reached out to you, what was their reaction when you took this on and came back with the news that City Council gave the go-ahead?
They said they're very excited. They're very excited about the prospect of this project. Of course, one of the things we're never excited about is the prospect of all the logistics that are required and the work that's required. But I think that
that's your job.
Yes, and working with the city to ensure that comes to fruition. But I know that they were very excited about the prospect of my office working with them to make this become a reality. There was a large event that was held in the run-up to Remembrance Day by that group at Tom Brown Arena, and there were a large number of attendees really celebrating the contributions of Black veterans and active Black members in the Canadian Armed Forces. And we need to ensure, especially, I thought it was fitting during Black History Month that we move such a motion to ensure that we commemorate their service.
Final quick question. How soon do you think that monument could be in place? Well,
we are aiming for Remembrance Day. We're being optimistic
this year.
So that's the plan. No guarantees because there's a lot of hoops that need to be jumped through. But the aim is Remembrance Day of this year.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Appreciate it.
Rawlson King is the City Councillor of Ottawa's Rideau-Rockcliffe Ward.